Eagles. I'm joined today by Rafe Swearingen and Lily Fondrisi as we introduce the Riverside cheerleaders and their players, and then we'll be all set for tip-off.
I'm sorry, here was Jamaica Hunter Lawrence, Jay Perez, Akaya Flynn, Sloan Yates, mascots Mason Lamaster, Olivia Lindell, Sophia Lindell, and the cheerleading coach is Susan Harrington. Now let's meet the Roadrunners. Number 2, Isaiah Lacey. Number 10, Avery Todd. Number 17, Easton Hargan. Number 25, Ryland Humphreys. Number 30, Blake Hammond. Number 14, Noah Longus. Number 1, Isaac Valios. Number 3, Nehemiah Beatty. Number 5, Kaylin Townsend. Number 7, Quincy Green. Number 15, Desean Walker. Number 22, Ryder Humphreys. Number 36, Javette Benitez Rubio. And number 34, Malachi Rogers. The head coach for the Roadrunners, Annette Moe. And number 35, Elijah Paisley. Head coach for the Roadrunners, Annette Moe. The principal, Beth Kimmel. Tonight's referees, we have Doug Wacker and Craig Sandifer. Craig's been refereeing for us for 33 years. He's done high school, he's done college. Please treat him both with respect, and let's have a great game.
As we finish up the player introductions for both teams, just by looking at the teams, you can see Riverside has the size and personnel advantage,
Please stand for
but Northaven has a lot of heart as they beat Charlestown to get here as we prepare for the Pledge of Allegiance here.
Like you said, Nolan, I mean, I think both teams here are going to be very competitive tonight. I love to see the spirit that comes out of these types of games, especially since both of these teams do feed into the middle school teams and the high school teams we see here, so it's going to be fun to see a lot of the talent.
Exactly. We're watching the future here today, and we're going to see how they play out against each other. Rafe, what are your thoughts going into this game?
Like you said, Nolan, Riverside does have the size advantage, but I think Northaven's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder. It's been 21 years since they've won this championship, so I think they got something to prove tonight.
Exactly. When you go back and you think of moments like this as an elementary schooler, you think what I could have done to win a championship back then, because these moments live forever. These players might not know it now, but this is going to be a core memory going forward for all the players here on the court tonight.
I agree.
I think that's win or lose too. I mean, if either of these teams come out with the win, I mean, just the experience of being here, especially at Jeff, like letting the high school players watch you, it really means something to these kids.
Exactly. It means a lot to the parents too, as you could hear from the player introductions. Fans getting into it even before the game starts. I think that's going to play a key role here tonight between the both teams, seeing if they can handle the pressure of the championship game. As we get all set for tip-off here, taking the tip for the Roadrunners will be number 22, Ryder Humphreys, and taking it for Northaven will be number 30, Marquel Gardner. As the ref squares up for the jump ball here, we're all set here for an exciting championship game between the Northaven Eagles and the Riverside Roadrunners. As the Eagles will win the tip, taking the ball up will be number 5, Roman Valentine, running the point here for the Eagles. As he dribbles it across the wing, risky pass there, that will be corralled. Saved there by number 30, Marquel Gardner, and a double dribble call immediately out of the gate. A lot of action here in the first couple seconds. As set to inbounds the ball for the Riverside Roadrunners will be number 30, Blake Hammered. As number 17 will take it up the court here, he'll work off a screen, he'll take a floater up and off the glass, no good, rebounded by Riverside. That'll be number 3, Naheem Beatty, as he'll dribble it across to 30. Hammered will take it across, he'll look to get it into number 22, he'll take it 2, it's up, no good, rebounded by the Eagles as they race it up the court here. This will be Valentine, he'll drive in, he'll take it 2 and be fouled there. Free throws coming for Valentine here.
I mean, as we can see, a lot of action early on. A lot of the players are coming out really ready to play. I think mentally that some of them might be a little nervous, but I mean, that's expected. I mean, they're young. They got a lot on their mind right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they got a lot of nerves coming in right now, but as we see time progress, they'll probably lose the nerves as we go on.
As Valentine's pass is stolen here, it'll be number 17, Hargett. He'll take a tough 2. That'll go off the rim. Tough rebound there by the Roadrunners. He'll be up and fouled. Free throws coming for the Roadrunners.
That was a nice series of events. I mean, he hit a nice Euro. He kind of was a dump off from the backboard if we look at it like that, but I mean, created a good opportunity.
As taking free throws for the Roadrunners will be number 30, Blake Hammond, trying to get the first points of tonight's game, already 2 minutes in. As he squares up to take this first free throw. Inched up a little bit from the traditional high school free throw. It is up and good, making it a 1-0 lead for the Roadrunners. 5:06 left on the clock here in this first quarter.
I mean, looking at the fans right now, especially the cheerleaders and the players themselves, I mean, they're obviously, you can hear it through the mics, and they're rumbling their feet. I mean, they're ready for this type of game.
As the second free throw is up and good, giving the Roadrunners a 2-0 lead here, as Valentine takes the ball up the court here for the Eagles. As Valentine here working on number 17, Hargett. He'll drive across, he'll step back, he'll drive back in, playing a bit of iso ball himself here. As he'll work off a screen here, just dribbling back and forth here, wasting time. We're gonna see if he passes, try to get a better look, but he'll take a shot that is off the front of the rim, no good, rebounded by the Roadrunners. As there'll be a dive for the ball, but it'll be stolen there. And there is going to be a foul there on the Eagles. Could have been a great transition bucket for the Eagles, but sorry, it will stay with the Eagles. As Valentine has it here, looking to put some points on the board and even out this game here at 2 apiece. As he'll get it across here to Gardner. He'll take a 2 off the rim, no good. He'll get his own rebound. It'll be poked out and it will stay with the Eagles.
I think one of the keys to this game, especially for Riverside, is to really get some boards. I mean, they have the height advantage. They might as well use it.
As Valentine looks to inbounds the ball here, trying to avoid that 5-second, he'll lob it in, they'll get it in, he'll take it 2, he'll be fouled. Going to the line here for Northaven will be number 10, Charlie Penisi.
I mean, we're only a couple minutes in, and obviously we've seen a lot of fouls called, so I mean, it could be a really intense game.
Yeah, I think free throws are going to come down to it, to the nitty-gritty, because we're getting a lot of opportunities here on the key for free throws and not a whole lot of action during regular play.
I mean, we're getting a good, decent amount of action, just not basket scoring action.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of good drives here from Northaven, and they've really taken it to the basket. I think they should work more of the left side, because I think they were isolating more on the right. But other than that, I mean, both teams have been attacking a lot.
As the first free throw is up and good, putting them down by 1 here with 4:20 left in the first quarter. As he squares up for the second free throw, it is up and no good. Rebounded here by the Eagles. Panisi grabbing a rebound here. Sorry, not Panisi, but it'll be stolen here. 2-on-1 fast break. He'll put it up and off the glass and no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Tough fought ball by Valentine there, as they'll get it there to Gardner and back to Valentine. Great defense there by the Eagles. As Valentine has it here working on number 17, Target. As Valentine will drive in here, he'll look to take it 2, he'll get past, he'll pick up the 2, no good. And a off-ball foul there on Valentine. As they shake it off here. Hard rebound there by the Roadrunners. A lot of action, just not a lot of points.
Yeah, Northaven's out here testing Riverside's defense. They're kind of taking their time a little bit more, poking and prodding, especially Valentine keeping that ball, trying to find a weak spot in Riverside's defense.
Ball has been in Valentine's hands a lot.
It looks like one of the players seems to be hurt. I mean, I hate to see that for kids, especially like this young. But back to the game. I mean, I don't think we're going to expect this to be a high-scoring game, especially since the kids are so young and like they don't have much height, so it's kind of hard to like expect them to be as good as like players from different levels. But it's going to be an intense game. I mean, it's already 2-1, and we're barely halfway through the first quarter. But I mean, we'll see what happens.
Exactly. I'm expecting a low 20s score to end the game. We'll see if they can pick it up here in this first quarter, as the score is still only 2-1 as the refs try to figure out substitutions here.
I think tonight's game is going to come down to rebounds and free throws. I think that's going to be the determining factor of which team gets the edge here.
For sure. I think that both teams really need to execute the post, because, I mean, both teams like 30 and 22. I mean, they both are like one of the tallest people on the court. They need to execute that, really hit the post, try and get some points off that.
Precisely. As coming up for Riverside will be number 17, Easton Hargett. As he looks to run a play here, he'll run it up the right wing. He'll take a 2, tough drive, not enough finish, and rebounded there by the Eagles. This will be number 30, Gardner, taking it himself. He'll take it up, he'll pass it back, off the glass, and good to make it 2-3 Eagle favor.
I mean, again, both teams love that baseline drive, and I think that executing that and really working off the boards you can get from that, it really helps a lot.
As Riverside looks to respond right back, tough 2 there for them, not good. Rebounded by the Eagles, as it will be number 30, Gardner with the ball here, looking to drive it here on Hargett. As they run off a screen, Hargett takes it himself. He'll get off a spin, but will be blocked. He'll get his own rebound, take it back. They leave him open. He'll take it 2. It's up and good, making it a 2-5 lead for the Eagles.
I mean, we can just tell from that play, Hargett's an athletic kid. I mean, that spin move, I wouldn't even expect that until like 6th, 7th grade level, and he's obviously showing that on the court.
Exactly. It's all about confidence here as a young kid, you know. Get the ball passed around. We saw him getting around, but he had the open shot, so why not take it? As they take a 3-point lead here over Riverside. As coming into the game for Riverside will be number 15, Desean Walker. As it is Riverside's ball, they're down by 3 with 2:50 left in the first quarter. We're going to see if they can respond here and try to close the gap on this game. As he'll run off the screen, it'll be deflected and stolen by the Eagles, but there will be a reach-in foul there on number 22, Ryder Humphreys, and it will stay with the Eagles.
I mean, this is a pretty packed gym, and I mean, looking around the gym, we see a lot of posters, we see a lot of fans and families coming out to support, and it's good to see those types of things in this type of environment.
It's amazing, really. You know, it means a lot as a parent to be able to watch your kid come out and play in not only a game, a championship game. So they've definitely earned this, and it's amazing to come and play at the high school you're probably going to end up playing at. this is just a future look of what they can do and what they admire to do here as a young kid.
Yeah, it's especially cool, especially for the kids having such a packed gym. You know, they see NBA on TV, college games, and it's kind of emulating that same thing in their own hometown, which is a pretty cool experience for them.
You know, you don't see this gym packed too often, especially for a low-level game like elementary. This is an amazing thing to see, and you can hear them get into it after every point. You hear a roar from the crowd. It's just such an amazing thing to hear as a basketball fan.
And speaking of the packed crowd, hopefully this carries into the next two games we have here at Jeff. There's a varsity game against B&L at 7:30 and a JV game at 6 right after this championship.
Very exciting. Hopefully some of these parents can stick around, watch that game, and watch the future of Jeff High basketball. As number 30, Gardner will have the ball here. He looks to drive it in, working off a hard screen. He'll put it up, and it will be no good. Rebounded by Riverside. Rebounds have been physical here. We're going to see if they can capitalize off a 4-on-1, but there's going to be a jump ball here. Hard fought there by number 10, Charlie Panisi. And possession arrow will stay with Riverside. Can't afford to lose the dribble there. As they'll get it in here. Number 30 has the ball. He's looking to drive off a screen, trying to get a good look at the rack here. As he'll drive across, he'll take it two. He'll be fouled. Free throws coming for number 30, Blake Hammond.
Pretty physical game we've seen so far. Again, they just keep calling fouls, and a lot of the kids are getting a lot of good defensive plays, especially Northaven. They've gone for a lot of jump balls. They've gone for a lot of those hustle plays where you're on the ground and physical with the other team.
Precisely.
Contact on other end.
As he squares up for his first free throw of the night, trying to close the gap in this game. It's up, and it is good, making it 3-5, Northaven lead. 2:10 left in this first quarter. 3-5 is your score. As the second free throw is up and good, making it a 4-5 game with 2:10 left. We're going to see if Northaven can respond to this and open up the lead even more. As he drives across here, working off a screen, he'll get a good look, he'll take it up, and it will be off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Riverside as they race up the court here at 2-on-1. He'll take it himself. It's up and off the glass and no good. Rebounded by Riverside, but there's going to be a travel there off the rebound.
Hargett loves that high ball screen, drive to the right side. That shot, if he could hit that every time, I mean, it put Northaven up by a lot.
Exactly. They've gotten a lot of good looks, just not able to capitalize. We're going to see if they can do it here. As Hargett takes it across, he'll get a good look. He'll put it up, but there is going to be a foul.
I like to see that the refs are talking to the kids, making sure that they know what they did wrong. I mean, that's an important part of this type of game because it is really a learning experience when it comes down to it. Learning the sportsmanship, learning how to feel in this type of environment, that kind of thing.
Exactly. As it will be a pass and foul. Valentine coming back into the game here after he left a moment earlier. Good to see some grit in the kids.
Speaking of grit, we've had a lot of action under the hoop. We've seen lots of fouls going on. It's nitty-gritty under there. I mean, these kids are pretty tough. I mean, they're putting up good points, good trying to block each other. I mean, they're getting pretty physical down here.
Exactly. And, you know, you're playing an elementary school game. These kids haven't developed yet. They haven't developed a good jump shot, except for number 30 for Northaven. Gardner, he has an amazing jump shot for an elementary schooler. That's something to watch here tonight.
Yeah, he's especially athletic. I mean, we've seen spin moves, drives down the paint, him getting his own rebound. He's impressive.
As Panisi set to inbounds the ball here for Northaven, he'll get it into Gardner. Gardner looks to get it across. He'll work off a screen from Panisi. He'll drive left, take it right, behind the back. He'll put up a 2. It is up and good, making it a 4-7 lead for Northaven.
Again, a pretty athletic kid. I mean, as you can hear from the crowd behind us, a lot of them go crazy when he makes that type of shot. I mean, the behind the back jump shot like that, no one's going to be pulling that in elementary school level besides him.
As Riverside will get their own rebound, there's going to be a foul on the shot here. Free throws coming for Riverside. It'll be number 5, Keelan Townsend. And like I said before, that non-established jump shot, that plays a lot because it's hard to not commit a foul, especially when you're in elementary school. You're just trying to get up, block that shot, and it just happens to end in fouls. So a lot of free throws are going to come from this game.
Right, which is why it's so important for the refs to tell these kids what they're doing wrong so they can actually learn and help their team out.
Precisely. As Townsend squares up for his first free throw, trying to close this gap. It's up and it is good, but there's going to be a lane violation there on Riverside, so the free throw won't count. They'll just redo it here. As this free throw is up and no good. Rebounded by Northaven. Panisi with the, Valentine with the rebound here.
I think one of the things these teams should look to do is try to fast break. I think you get a lot of good shot opportunities, good passes for them. I mean, both teams have kind of played a little slower, but I mean, there's not much to expect there for an elementary team.
As Gardner has the ball here, he'll take it up, but he'll commit a double dribble here off the baseline drive, and it will be Riverside ball. So Riverside has definitely struggled on the offensive side. If you're the coach, what are you telling those kids there, Rafe?
Well, right now I'd say kind of slow it down a little bit. I know we're in elementary school, but I see a little bit of panic in these kids' eyes. As soon as they get a ball, they're trying their hardest to get to the hoop as fast as they can. They could probably learn something from Northaven. Kind of slow down a little bit, check your weak points, and then attack those instead of going in straight away.
I think that plays into the nervous factor. I mean, if you're a young kid, I mean, you're showing up at a high-intensity game against one of your rivals, and obviously kids, they probably know each other, so they're probably talking on the floor. I mean, it's just fun, but I know that some of them are nervous, and it pretty much shows on the court.
As Riverside will inbounds the ball here, it'll be number 22. He'll find 17 wide open. He'll take it 2. It's off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Northaven, but it's going to be out of bounds on Northaven. It will stay with Riverside with 40 seconds left in this first quarter. As Riverside set to inbounds the ball once again. As he gets it into 17 once again, he looks to drive across. 17 definitely looking like the star here for the Roadrunners. As he drives in, he'll take it 2. It's up the rim and good, making it 5-7 Eagle lead.
That was a nice left-handed layup there.
As Valentine has the ball here, he'll look to put some points on the board before the end of this first quarter. As he'll drive left, he'll get it over to Gardner. Gardner will find Valentine. Valentine puts up a 2. He'll airball that, but it'll be a hard rebound there by Gardner. But it'll be a travel as he got 2 feet down and walked with it. As Riverside, 11 seconds on the clock here, they're going to try and take the lead before the end of the first quarter. As he'll take it left, 5 seconds on the clock. He's looking to drive in. He'll take it 2. Airballed, and it will be rebounded by the Eagles, and that is the end of the first quarter. The Northaven Eagles will have a 7-6 lead over the Riverside Roadrunners.
I mean, again, we've looked at these players a lot. I mean, high intensity. A lot of these kids came out nervous. I think that a lot of them still kind of are. I mean, it's only the second quarter, so there's not much to expect here, but I think that a lot of the drives to the baseline, a lot of the kids are trying to get to the hoop, trying to get that foul called, and obviously it's shown. Foul count is 4-2. So, I mean, it's going to be a physical game.
That's definitely what I was hoping for. I'm looking to, I don't want to see patty cake basketball, if you know what I mean. I want to see kids, play basketball, because this is how they're going to play when they get older, and you need to give them a good look instead of just handing everything to them.
Right, I think that's what you're going to get tonight, because, I mean, we got the 2 finalists here, and, I mean, they've probably shown that beforehand. That's why they're here right now playing for it, so it's just going to be who's tougher than the other one right now.
And one thing I'm excited for these kids as well, they get to come in and to watch the JV game after this. So you're going to see more developed basketball, and they can take notes, see what they want to do, take some notes out of their book.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the good things about playing here. You get the high schoolers to watch after you. You let them see your type of talent. It makes the kids feel special. I mean, that's a good thing to have. A lot of the community-oriented teams, especially like Jeff, a lot of these kids feed into there later on in life. So it's important to look for that type of talent.
As both teams put a new 5 on the floor, Riverside will start with the ball, trying to take the lead here. As taking the ball here will be number 36, Jaffet Beniz Rubio with the ball. As he'll take it on the baseline, he'll put up a 2, he'll airball that. Rebounded here by the Roadrunners, and it will be number 3, Naheem Beatty with the ball. As he runs across, he'll take a Euro step 2, but that'll be airballed, and it will be Northaven ball off a blocked shot. As Beatty here to set to inbounds the ball here for Northaven once again. They're trying to open up this lead. We're going to see if they can do it here. As he gets it in, They'll look to take a quick two. It will be up on the post, up and in to make it a 6-9 game here with 5:30 left in the second quarter.
That was a nice move there. I mean, we don't see a lot of post action, especially at this type of young level, but he hit a nice spin move and a step through. I mean, I got to give it to him. That was some good credit.
That was Markel Gardner as Rubio has the ball here. He's looking to work off his screen. There's going to be a moving screen there on Riverside, and it will be Northaven ball.
I mean, Northaven's only up by 3 from Riverside. So, I mean, there's not a lot of, foul count, excuse me, score they had to dig into here. I mean, they just really got to penetrate, try and get the foul call, try and get some shots up.
Exactly. As Beatty has the ball here, he's looking to take it right. He'll get a nice 2 look. It's up and good, making it 6-11. Northaven lead.
Northaven, again, loves that high ball screen drive to the right side. If Riverside could shut that down, I think they'd have a good chance of a comeback here.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. And Northaven definitely taking that to heart here as Rubio takes it right. And there's going to be a blocking foul there on Northaven.
You don't really see a lot of charging fouls called, especially in the elementary level. But I can see what he was going for here. I definitely think that these kids are getting more intense, more physical. You can hear it in the crowd behind us.
I like the more physical basketball. I like seeing a lot of fouls and a lot of just block shots, hard layups. It's good basketball, and we're all loving it here. And both sides are enjoying this game of basketball. As number 25, Rylan Humphrey set to inbounds the ball here for Riverside as they'll get it in. Quick 2 up and off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Rubio for Riverside, but he's going to step out, and it will be Northaven ball.
You can tell from right now on the court that Riverside does have the size advantage, but it's pretty interesting that Northaven's coming out on top for right now, ahead 5 points at the moment.
As Northaven has the ball here, they're going to drive it across. They'll work the baseline as they take it across 2 screens here. He'll take it right, he'll take it 2, it is off and no good. Rebounded by Northaven though, it'll be Beatty with the ball. As he works off a screen, he'll take it right and then he'll slow it down. Smart basketball here by Northaven, that's surprising. As there's going to be a blocking foul there on Riverside, and it will be Northaven ball.
Northaven, for their age, is showing a lot of intelligence. They're not forcing the layup. If it's too hard, they're backing it back out and waiting for the right moment to strike. It's pretty impressive.
Especially within the first 2 minutes of this game. I mean, we saw number 3, crab dribble in, back out at least twice. I mean, a lot of these kids play smarter than I would have thought.
As Beatty has the ball, he's taking his time here. That's something you don't see a lot. You see elementary rush basketball, and he's just playing super smart here. If he doesn't get the look he likes, he doesn't take it. And he'll get a look there, he'll take it in, but there's going to be a foul there on Rubio, and it will be Northaven ball once again.
I think he has a really good point guard mentality. I mean, he tries to drive to the basket. If he doesn't have anything, he comes back out. He tries to set up a play, that type of stuff.
As Northaven set to inbounds the ball here once again, trying to extend this lead as they'll get it in here to number 33, Landon Jones. As Beatty has the ball here, he looks to drive in. There's going to be another foul there on Riverside. The fouls have been plenty here, and it's taking a toll on both teams here. You can see them getting a little bit tired. Not too tired, but the fouls are definitely a nice break for them.
For sure, I agree with you there. And I mean, the current score is 11-6 with Northaven up. So I think they really need to stop fouling. Especially Riverside, I think they need to get more to the line instead of putting them at the line.
As Beatty has the ball, he'll take a deep 2. It'll be off and no good. Rebounded by Northaven. It's going to be blocked here, and it will be out of bounds, and it will stay with Riverside as Rubio takes it here. He'll be working here on Jones. He'll take a tough 2. It'll be up in a foul there. Free throw's coming for Rubio here with 3:22 left.
That's really what Riverside needs to start doing. They need to start getting to the line, taking those tough drives. I mean, that's really what they need to execute this during the second half.
Riverside's got to capitalize on these free throws that they're getting. They're fewer than Northaven's getting, but they got to capitalize on here if they want to shrink that lead that Northaven has.
I'm just surprised they're even only down by 5. They've looked like the worst team coming out here as the free throw is up and good, making it 7-11. Northaven has looked smart. They've been making shots. I guess it's just the turnovers for Northaven has been killing them so far. As the second free throw is up and good, making it an 8-11. 3-point game here with 3:22 left here in the second quarter.
I think the defense for Northaven has played a lot into this game. I think that the more that they force those turnovers and they force those types of plays to be made, I mean, defense leads to offense, so they're going to get a lot of shots off that.
25 yards!
Exactly.
That's a double team right there! 25 yards, that's a double team! Yeah, without that.
As Riverside has the ball here, it'll be Rubio. He'll take it up the court here for Riverside.
For 3 minutes is substitution time.
As substitutes set to come in this game for both teams. In the game will come for Riverside, number 14, Noah Longest, and number 35, Elijah Paisley.
Riverside has been consistently having the height advantage right now. They've had lots of size on their side for their benefit, so we'll see how Northaven can handle that.
As Riverside will inbounds the ball here. They need to get back in this game. Obviously, three-pointers are very uncommon, so it's really a 2-possession game here with 3 minutes left, but they prove that they can stop them on defense. As Rubio has the ball here, he'll look to drive it in here.
Oh, yeah!
And there's going to be a charge there. Smart play to take the flop there by Beatty.
I mean, again, Riverside's just trying to work the post, and I give them credit for that. But those types of plays, I mean, Northaven, they showed in the beginning that they want that charge foul called, and they got it.
A very well-coached team here. It's kind of surprising to see a team play this smart here in the elementary 4th, 5th grade level. It's very impressive.
I think the coaches, especially for Northaven, have done a really good job at teaching them how to pace the game, try and make it go towards the way that they want to play.
As Beatty has the ball here, he's going to work off a screen. He'll take it right. There's going to be a foul call here. It'll be a reach-in foul on Riverside, and it will stay with Northaven.
Riverside's coach having some discrepancies with that.
I mean, they've had a ton of fouls called on them. A lot of them have been deserved, but when you see this foul count, it's kind of ridiculous.
That's racking up.
As Beatty takes it 2, it'll be off the rim, no good. Rebounded.
I think taking those types of shots, especially like deep twos like that, it's a good idea if you have people to rebound for you. You can take those shots all day. As long as you have someone to rebound, I think that they really be able to put it back. It's that type of thing.
As Rubio takes the ball up the court, he's been the main ball handler for Riverside at this point. As he'll work off a screen, he'll take it right. He'll take a tough layup. It'll be airballed, rebounded here by nobody, and it will stay with Riverside off of the Northaven player's foot. As Riverside looks to inbounds the ball here. They'll avoid the 5-second, but it'll be off, and it will be stolen by Northaven. It will be Northaven ball off a bad inbounds pass.
Smart play there. I mean, they didn't touch the ball. I know we thought about it. I mean, we saw him like almost look and reach for it, but he didn't. Smart play there.
As Beatty takes the ball here for Northaven. He's been the main ball handler for Northaven, getting most of the shots, and he's looked good so far. As he takes it right, he'll take a nice pass there. What smart basketball from Beatty there to find Jones for the easy 2, making it an 8-13 game.
I mean, again, that's that point guard mentality. He gets his open shots for his other players. He knows what they're good. He knows what they're good at.
As Rubio gets a nice 2, they're making it 10-13. Both teams keeping it close. When one team scores, the other does, and it's been a nice theme to see here throughout the night.
Especially Riverside making a comeback. I mean, they're only down 3, scores 13-10 with a minute 30 left in the second quarter.
As Beatty takes it behind the back here, he'll slow it down. 1:20 left in this first half, and he'll take it to the rack himself. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound, fought for, and it will be off of Beatty. and it will be Riverside ball. As they inbounds it here, Rubio keeping the ball. He's looked really good coming off screens and running that baseline. If he connects on those layups, he'll be very dangerous.
Yeah, he tends to favor that right side layup he likes.
As he does take it right once again, working on Beatty. He'll get a nice spin off. He'll take it up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Jones, and it will be Northaven ball. As Jones will take it himself, he'll pass it off to Beatty. Beatty holding the ball here. As he'll take it left off a screen, he'll get a nice look. It's off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Riverside. As it'll be a 4-on-1 fast break, and it'll be a reach and foul there. Number 10, Avery Todd, was taking the ball up the court when he was fouled there.
Not a good time to foul. I mean, obviously you got 37 seconds left. You're about to go into the second half. It would have been better for him to just try and let the layup happen because we haven't seen a lot of them drop regardless. So I think probably letting him try and make that shot would have been a better decision.
As free throws coming here for Todd, we're going to see if he can capitalize off these and make it a one-possession game.
If he hits both of these, I mean, coming into the second half, it's going to be very intense.
It's going to give him a lot of momentum.
I think especially within the last minute of this game, I would say, Riverside has picked up a lot of their momentum.
I agree. They're coming back and they're shortening that gap point by point, and I think they're coming back, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that during the second half.
Precisely, as Riverside looks to inbounds the ball here, trying to avoid the 5-second, he'll get it in. He'll take it up for two, no good, rebounded by Save. What an amazing save there by Beatty. But he'll be stripped, but there's going to be a reach and foul there on Riverside. It will stay with Northaven.
Both teams are in the bonus now. I'm not sure why they're inbounding.
Must have been a stoppage by the refs there. As Beatty has the ball here, he'll take it left by himself. He'll take it up and off the rim, no good. 15 seconds on the clock for Riverside, looking to close this gap before halftime. As he'll take it, it'll be Rubio. He'll take it himself. It's off the glass and good. 12-13. Northaven lead as Beatty races up the court trying to get some points. Two off the glass, almost made a three-pointer. That would have been an amazing shot.
Number 3 on Northaven showing his athleticism. We saw him on the save at the baseline right before that play, and him showing his speed, trying to get that point just before the half comes in, but not enough.
Again, an insane series of events here. I mean, a high-intensity game on both ends. Teams coming back by, I think it was a 6-point deficit, was probably the highest lead we've seen as the dance team comes out now for halftime. This is 98.5 WJHI, LP Jeffersonville. Join us back here at 6 o'clock for a JV game and 7:30 for a varsity game against B&L.
Rafe, what have you liked from both teams so far? What is your do's and don'ts if you are a Northaven coach or a Riverside coach?
Northaven, I'm really enjoying their awareness and their intelligence on the court. They're pushing their luck, and if it's not there, they're backing it back out, and they're taking their chances elsewhere, and they're taking their time pretty well. I like Riverside, how they're using their size to their advantage. They're kind of getting more passes going their way, getting a little bit more, they have a little more physicality, and they have a little bit more rebound potential.
Precisely. What I've liked from Riverside is I've liked this stick-to-the-plan mentality. They run a play and they run it to perfection. And what I've liked from Northaven is I've liked the emphasis on the let's get our best player, let's let him get our shots up, and the other players play your role. You know, everybody plays an important role on both teams. Because you see one guy taking the shots, but you don't see everyone else fighting for the rebounds, setting the screens and getting them open.
Right.
I really like both teams' mentality going into this game.
These guys that aren't setting up their shots are setting up the shot for the dude who's actually getting the ball off, and there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that you're not seeing, that they're doing a little grunt work so that they can get some points for their team and for their teammates.
I think I like Northaven's mentality, but Riverside's depth. I mean, Riverside obviously has a higher number of players. They have a lot of depth in their bench. We've seen a lot more subs come in for them. I think Northaven, their player mentality and their point guard, I mean, they've created a lot of good shots for each other, and I think they know each other pretty much well enough to where they know who can take the right shots, who to pass to in the post, stuff like that. I mean, their point guard has really set it off for them.
And I'm going to do a don't here foul. I have seen nothing but fouls this entire game for both sides. Now, obviously that happens when you're in elementary, but you definitely got to limit that if you want to not hand the other team the win here.
Yeah, it's to be expected. I mean, we're going to see a lot of layups rather than field shots here, and it's going to be, you're going to have those layups contested, and obviously you're going to have fouls with those contesting layups. But limiting those fouls is going to be a huge plus for your team.
I think that's a pretty important factor to account to. I think that a lot of the people need to really try and drive in and try and keep the score close at least, because I mean, you don't really see a lot of players make a lot of threes, especially in this young of an age. So being a 2-possession game, you have to keep up with that, and you can't let it get too far ahead.
Exactly. As we look to have an amazing second half after halftime here, 12-13 is your score. 1-point game going into this. Both teams have had their ups and downs. Northaven up on the scoreboard.
Lily, what are you expecting in this next half from both teams?
I think that Northaven's going to really start. I think they're going to keep playing how they've been playing. I think they're going to be patient. I think they're going to try and look to take that high ball screen off the top and really drive to the right side, maybe kick to the post a little bit. They've been doing that a lot, and I think it's been working for them. If they can start hitting those shots more efficiently and work consecutively, I think it's really going to work out well for them. And I think on the Riverside side, they really need to stop fouling, and they need to get themselves more at the line, because I think that the more that they foul the other team, the more Northaven kind of builds up some momentum. We saw a lot of momentum there at the end of the second quarter in the first half for Riverside when they started making those types of plays where they just rush the ball off the floor and they try and get a good shot up there.
I agree. From the beginning, it looked like Northaven was more in control, but as the quarters went on, Riverside's been gradually catching back up, making sure Northaven's not getting away too far, and gradually coming back, getting set, and getting a little more comfortable, and having those nerves kind of get shaken off.
Exactly. As we are a minute 45 away from the beginning of the second half of tonight's elementary championship. What are your keys? What are your winning keys here, Ray? What do they do?
My number one winning key, both teams, is when you get the opportunity to have those free throws, because you're going to get them, because those layups are going to be contested. Considering their age group, you got to make them. You got to capitalize on those free throws.
My win here is limit turnovers. You've seen a lot of just not the best ball handling, and you know that comes as elementary schoolers. But if you can hold on to the ball, you're going to score. And if you don't, you're going to lead to other points for the other team. And if you give up easy transition buckets, that's going to bite you when it comes down to the final stretch of tonight's game.
I think mine would probably be patience and good defense. I mean, the beginning, or towards the end of the first quarter, I'd rather say, Northaven, we saw a lot of those on the floor plays, those hustle plays, those who matter plays. Because good defense leads to good offense. And if they can really take advantage of the type of turnovers that they force Riverside to make, and they take a fast break, or they have their point guard push the ball up the floor and try and dump it to the post, I think they're going to have a lot of good opportunities there.
As both teams setting up their lineups here to begin this second half. Final half of the championship. This is the fifth graders, this is their last time playing in this uniform. So this game means a lot to them.
Right. I mean, it's very close, 12-13. I mean, we're going into a barn burner here in the second half. Not much has changed. Actually, Riverside came back from that 6-point deficit, and they're making it a close game right now.
And when you look at deficits, you think 6 points in the high school, amateur levels, you don't think that's a lot. But when you look at it in a, elementary perspective, that's a lot more impressive coming down from 6 here.
Yeah, that's 3 possessions right there.
Especially since this game is low scoring, and like you said, Ray, if that's 3 possessions, we don't really see a lot of threes, so you can't really bank on the fact that if it comes down to it, down at the wire, and you're down by 3, you really have to make some sort of good play happen.
As Northaven will start with the ball here, it'll be number 3, Trey Thomas, with the ball here. As he'll look to get it across here to somebody, as they'll get it in on a nice pass there to Valentine. 2 off the board there for Valentine. It'll be a 15-12 lead there for Northaven. As Riverside players run into each other here, looking a bit sloppy to start. As he's going to take it himself, he'll take a tough 2 off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Northaven. And there's going to be a travel there on Valentine. And it will stay with Riverside.
Northaven coming out of the gate, putting points on the board. It's pretty impressive. keeping that same energy from the second quarter into the third.
As inbounds the ball here, they'll get it in, but it'll be stolen there by Thomas. He'll take a 2-on-1 fast break here. He'll take it himself off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Rubio of Riverside as he takes it himself.
Again, good defense from Northaven leads to good offensive opportunities. And if they can get those shots to land and they can get those fast break opportunities to really work well for them, I think it'll be good in the long run.
As Rubio has it here, he'll look to drive in, working off a screen. He'll dish it in here. He'll take a 2 off the glass and good, making it 12-15. Northaven lead. As Thomas has the ball here, running the point for Northaven. He'll drive it across here, looking to get to anybody to extend this lead, get some more points on the board here. As he'll drive it left off a screen, he'll barge back here. Didn't like the look he got. As he likes this look, he'll take it in. He'll get into Jones, but it's going to be out of bounds, not able to corral the pass, and it will be Riverside ball.
I mean, I said it once, I'll say it again, that point guard mentality. He knows which players work well, the best places that they are on the floor. I mean, we've seen him drive a lot to the right, especially. But whenever he drives to the right and doesn't get a good shot, he'll dump it off and get a good opportunity.
I agree with that.
As he'll take a 2 off the rim, no good. Rebounded here by Thomas. He'll race up the court here. As he races by, he'll take a 2. No, he'll pass it off and foul. Almost an and 1 there for number 10, Panisi. And it would be free throws coming for him.
I think if he would have got that and 1 shot, it would have created a lot of momentum.
That's his 4th team's first. At the line to shoot 2
Even though Northaven's had the lead this entire game, I think that Riverside really, they're not giving up. And I think that's a good thing to mention here, that they're not the type of team to really back down. I mean, they've kept it close. They've come back from 6-point deficits. They're really in this.
I agree. They're not backing down just yet.
As Panisi scores up for his second free throw, trying to make it a 3-point game here with 4:11 left in the third quarter. It's up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Riverside. He's able to take it out in 3-on-3. As he'll cross over, he'll take a tough 2 here off the rim, and good! What a nice Euro step and finish there by the Riverside player.
Again, that sort of athleticism and that talent in such small kids. I mean, we don't see a lot of step-through calls. I mean, sometimes even at the high school level, they'll call that a travel and you might not get that, but I'm glad that they pulled that off.
As the game is tied here at 16 apiece, Thomas's rebound is off the rim and no good, and there's going to be a travel call as he fell with the ball there. Tie game here in the third quarter. It's getting intense here.
Yeah, it's tight right now. Blake Hammond on that awesome play for Riverside, setting the tone for this second half for his team.
Yeah, he's really not letting his team back down. I think it's a good thing showing the leadership here.
Leadership's important at any level, including elementary, and it's big to see it from an elementary player. As they'll get it in here,
Nice
it'll be
play.
up and nice off the inbounds pass. That'll be number 30, Gardner for the 2 there to push the lead out to 2 points.
That was a nice look to the post. I mean, they had a ball screen from the corner there, and they really executed that play.
As there's going to be a travel there on number 30, Hammond there, and it will be Northaven ball off of what we said at halftime is limiting turnovers, and they definitely haven't done that so far, and that shows why they're down on the scoreboard. As Thomas has the ball here, he'll drive it, he'll take a deep shot, and it's good!
That is impressive. That is very rare to see at this age group. Hold up and made the 3, he banked it, and he made it clean. That's extremely impressive for a kid his age.
What a shot from Thomas. You don't see that kind of range on elementary players. That
Again,
is impressive.
I mean, it was a deep 2, and I think it would be kind of better to try and get those layups. But, I mean, if you're going to hit that shot all day, I mean, take it. Why not?
As Riverside takes a timeout here. Northaven with a 2016 lead here with 3 minutes left. You know, we talked about how we don't see three-pointers all that often. Thomas just said, I'm going to do it anyway.
He laughed right at us and said, here you go.
Right? He made us look dumb.
Lily, what do you think has changed up during the second half as compared to the first?
I think that, I mean, showing on the scoreboard, Northaven still has the lead. I think that Riverside has started to eliminate some of the bad mistakes they made in the first quarter. However, I think that Northaven is just coming off of these important plays like the deep two, excuse me. It wasn't quite a three, but it was almost there, and that type of shot will get your team hyped. And I think that's a really important factor to keep in mind.
Exactly. As momentum in the favor of the Eagles here as they try to run away with the championship here. We're going to see if Riverside can respond or if they'll just fall over here.
I think that they're really going to come back and try and win this because we saw the whole first half that they really aren't backing down at this type of deficit, especially since it's only 4 points. They've come back from 6 and even tied the game at some point. So I think that they're really in this to win.
As Thomas set to inbounds it here for the Eagles, try to push this lead out to 6. Sorry. Yeah, 6. As they have the ball here, they'll drive it in. It'll be into Jones off a nice inbounds play. These inbounds plays are working perfectly for Northaven.
I mean, they set a baseline screen and they have someone roll off the top and it works every time, so why not just use it?
As they'll take it 2 here, it'll be no good, but there's going to be a on-the-court foul here for the Eagles.
Not as many fouls are being called yet. I mean, there's only 1 per team so far, and it's 2 minutes and 49 seconds into the third quarter.
As they're going to take a deep 2 here. It is airballed, rebounded here. He has Valentine up the court. He's going to get it to him, and it won't be corralled here. It'll be a bad pass and a turnover. If he hits that, that's an easy 2 there for Valentine.
That's the type of stuff I would like to see. I like to see them push the ball up more because they have a good point guard. I mean, he's fast, he's small, he can get up the floor pretty fast. And if someone runs with him, you can really get those easy layups and those easy fast break opportunities.
Exactly. As it's rare to see a transition bucket, but that would have been a nice play there. Shift momentum even more in the favor of Northaven, but that definitely slows them down a bit. So we're going to see how Riverside attempts to respond here. As he'll take it left here, he'll take it 2. It is off the glass and good. Number 17, Desean Walker for the 2 to make it 18-22.
I think they needed that to start eating back into this 3-possession game. They made it 2 now. It's only a 4-point lead by the Eagles. So, I mean, they're eating back into it slowly.
As they get a nice pass in here, it'll be Valentine with the 2. It's up and good to make it 18-24 Eagles lead.
Northaven is showing a lot of court awareness, finding the open man and getting the shots off and making them.
As Hargett will take a deep 2 here. It's off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Thomas as he takes the ball up the court here for the Eagles.
I think this second half we've seen a lot more of an expanded play. I think in the first half we saw a lot of the shots come through towards the baseline, kind of towards the block a little bit. And I think that it really shows in the games.
As Thomas has the ball here, he'll drive it across. As they run it left with Valentine. Valentine looks to take it. He'll hand it off here. He'll take it up for a tough 2. It's off the glass, no good.
I'm very impressed with Northaven's inbound ability. I mean, they're scoring on it extremely consistently. Riverside has had a couple turnovers on inbounds, and they need to shore that up a little bit to shrink this lead.
As number 30, Gardner with the free throws. First one is off the rim and no good. Rafe, you mentioned at halftime, free throws are going to be key, and you said capitalizing off the make ones. Could this come back and bite them here, coming down this last stretch?
It could, because Riverside has that comeback potential. They've got a 7-point lead right now, but then again, Riverside did come back later in the game and make it super close.
As they look to hurry it up the court here, it'll be number 17, Desean Walker. As he'll get it across to number 30, Blake Hammond. Hammond looks to drive in off his screen here. He'll take it whole team. He'll put it up and no good. Rebounded by Riverside, but there's going to be a foul call there. And it will be on Northaven.
Still, it's a pretty intense game. I mean, the first half we saw that for sure, and I think it's really carried on in the second half.
You know, I was just about to mention how there hasn't been as many fouls so far, but these last couple minutes you've seen nothing but fouls.
Right.
As Riverside gets it in here. This will be number 17, Desean Walker with the ball. He'll drive left on the baseline. He'll take a tough 2. He'll airball that, rebounded by the Eagles as they race it up the court to try and extend this lead.
I mean, like I said, I think that the more expanded game is really working for Northaven. They've taken a lot of longer 2s instead of on the block. I think that's why kind of the foul count's down, because both teams are really shooting more outside.
As Panisi with the ball here. 45 seconds left in this third quarter as they'll take it tough two, and it'll be off the rim. So close to an and one there for number 33, Landon Jones.
It was a nice floater shot. If he would have got that again, that momentum would have built up.
Exactly, as more free throws come, and foul after foul here to end this third quarter. Will this third quarter ever end?
We got 40 seconds left, so until then, no.
As the first free throw is up and no good. 18-25 lead here for the Eagles. They pushed out this lead and looking to run away with the championship here. As the second free throw is up and no good. Rebounded by number 17, Easton Hargett. As he has the ball here, 30 seconds left. He'll dish it across here to Hammond. Hammond with the ball here.
This is the largest lead we've seen so far. It's a 7-point lead by the Northaven Eagles by the 25-18. 22 seconds left in the third quarter.
As Trey has the ball here, he'll take it himself. He looks at the clock, 15 seconds, looking to get some points on the board before the beginning of the fourth quarter. As he'll get it across to Panisi, he'll take it himself. He'll step back, take it two, no good, rebounded. 5 seconds, they're gonna try to get some points here, but he'll lose the ball and it will be out of bounds. 2 seconds left here.
2 seconds. Hey, you can get to the 3-point line. Get all the way to the 3-point line.
I think he's gonna try and go for three.
I think you're right. We're going to see another long, deep shot.
I mean, if any of these kids could do it, it'd be him.
Hey, get to the rim.
As they're set to inbounds here, 2 seconds. He'll take it himself. 1 second. He'll take the shot, but time will expire. He made the shot, but time had already expired.
That's a tough one. That's an excellent shot, deep shot. He made it clean, but just not in time.
As the Eagles will take a 25-18 lead here heading into the fourth quarter. We're going to see if they can close out the game or if a comeback is on the horizon for Riverside.
Riverside, their size, if you notice, it's actually kind of diminished. I mean, we have big 22 out there still, but I mean, the longer we go on in this game, we see the size start to average out and median out as these players need to be subbed in every quarter.
It's definitely a hard thing as a coach to try and sub in all your players because you want to put your 5 best players out there, but all players play an important role. And you never know who's going to step up. That's varsity, that's NBA. You never know who's going to step up when the moment's the brightest. So we're going to see which one of the Roadrunners wants to step up here.
Speaking of stepping up, Blake Hammond on Riverside, I've been extremely impressed with his ball handling skills. He's got a couple points up on the board. He hasn't made all of his shots, but he is going through some thick traffic, and he's trying to make some plays happen. It's extremely impressive.
That's kind of been the theme for Riverside. They try to squeeze it through, get some tough points. It's worked every now and then, but it's clearly not working in this game.
I think they're going to have to change something up. They might need to take a couple pointers from Northaven. If it's not working, which would you agree that it hasn't been working these 3 quarters going into the fourth?
I think you got to change something up here, personally. I think you got a good strategy here. It just hasn't worked. You know, your players are in foul trouble. You got a lot going on here. So we're going to see if they can try to capitalize in these final 6 minutes of tonight's game.
Going into this fourth quarter, the current score is 25-18. Northaven Eagles up with their largest lead in the game.
As Rubio has the ball here, he'll dish it across to Hammond. Hammond has the ball here. He'll try to drive in. It won't work. He'll pass it over to number 5, Dylan Townsend, but it'll be stolen here.
A lot of frustration here on the Riverside bench.
As there's going to be a foul here on Riverside. So we're going to see an interesting moment here at the beginning of this fourth quarter. You're up by 7, so you do drain clock here or try to extend this lead even more?
I think Northaven, we've seen in the past few quarters, they have bled the clock a little bit here and there, but I think we're going to see some more of that going in.
I think that if they're more patient, I think it'll work out better for them because running this clock is kind of what they need to do. If they don't, it's more of a chance for fouls to be called, and fouls mean a lot.
As they'll drive in here, it'll be stolen there by Rubio. This could mean a lot here if they get points out of this possession because they can cut it to a 5-point lead. As Rubio gets it here, he'll take a nice spin to the rack. It's up and good to make it 20-25 Eagles lead.
Nice spin move there. I mean, one of the things we haven't really talked about a lot, but I'm sure we've mentioned a couple times, the skill in these kids is insane. I mean, that type of play coming off the top of the key, a spin move to the left side. It's a hard, tough play to pull off, and he sure did.
as they'll get it here. He'll take a deep two. That'll be Valentine. It's off the rim, no good. Rebounded here as he'll lose his footing, but stay with it. Valentine has the ball again, but they'll get it over to Thomas. Thomas with the ball here. They continue to drain clock. They're getting good shot locks and draining clock. Can you ask for much more as a Northaven fan?
I mean, again, it's a smart play to try and run the clock.
As they get a great pass into the smoke layup there. As Rubio has the ball here. 4:30 left on the clock, down by 5. Let's see how Riverside responds. As he'll take a Euro to the rack, and it is a foul on the floor there for Rubio.
Again, that's what Northaven wants to try and avoid. I mean, they haven't really done a lot of the important plays. Like, honestly, if I was Northaven, I would just try and drain the clock. I wouldn't even try and force some play to happen. But if you have an open layup or something, obviously I'd take that. But I think that trying to limit the fouls would really help them.
Free throws are best case scenarios. The first one is missed, but free throws are best case scenario for Riverside because not only do you get easy chance at points, time stops. So that takes the true clock momentum out of the Eagles and hands it over to Riverside.
I agree. Rubio has been a point magnet going off in this fourth quarter. He's gotten a layup in, and now he's working for his first layup out of the two. Excuse me, first free throw. See if he can get it.
As it's up and no good. Free throw smoke there, but there's going to be a foul there on Hammond, and it will be Northaven ball.
That's tough if you're a Riverside fan because those 2 points would have still made it a 2-possession lead, but then again, you could get a foul and one more free throw in there. So, I mean, not exactly what you're looking for, but Riverside still has a little bit to come back from.
4:20 left in the fourth quarter. Final minutes of tonight's game. It's Thomas with the ball here. He'll drive it right. He'll hand it off to Valentine. Valentine working off a screen here as they continue to chew clock. As he'll take it left, he'll hand it off here to Gardner. Gardner will hand it off to Thomas. As Gardner has the ball here. Sorry, not Gardner. This will be Thomas with the ball here. As he'll hand it off to Valentine. As they're just running back and forth, wasting clock. A good strategy here. As they'll get it to Gardner. Gardner will take it left. He'll hand it off to Thomas. Thomas will take it right. He'll find Valentine. And his shot will be blocked, but a foul there.
I mean, I liked what they were doing with the 3-man weave off the top. They had a couple screens going on. It keeps the people open. It keeps the players going. You got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to drain. You're up by 5. Again, 3-possession game, unless they get an aim-1 shot. We haven't seen a lot here. So I think that the smarter play is for Northaven to really start trying to drain that clock.
And that's huge because Rubio just fouled out. He's out of tonight's game with 3:40 left. He's shown to be their best player tonight. And without him on the court, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. I like the way Northaven is keeping their advantage with draining the clock. It's kind of showing them they've been smart about mediating their time, looking for the right opportunity, and I think that example right there with the 3-man weave was a good example of it, showing that if they can't find something open, then we're going to drain this clock.
Exactly. As we're in the final 3:30 left in tonight's championship game, Northaven in the lead here, 5-point lead for them. We're going to see if they can hold on to this and win the championship for the first time in 21 years.
I mean, one of the things we talked about a little bit in the beginning was the fans. I mean, we've seen a lot of parents come out. We saw a lot of support for both Riverside and Northaven. And as you can hear in the back, I mean, we've had a lot of crowd input. We've had a lot of the cheerleaders show out, and I know they're into it as well, because even if you're a cheerleader not on the floor, you're going to remember this moment.
As both teams break their huddles off the timeout by Riverside, we're going to see if Riverside can respond here.
Knock him down, Ron! Knock him down, baby!
As Valentine set to make some free throws here. Set to attempt some free throws here, sorry.
Again, one of the things they need to do is to stop fouling or getting fouls called on them.
Yes, sir!
As the first free throw is up and good, making it a 6-point game. That's big.
One more time,
That's 3
baby!
possessions for sure now.
As the second free throw is getting squared up here, this will make it 7 as it is up and good, making it 27-20, Northaven lead. As Riverside looking to respond here, it'll be number 17, Hargett with the ball. He'll drive it right, he'll take a Euro in, and there's going to be a foul there on Northaven, and free throws coming for
I mean, again, like we talked about, the foul count, 6-4. It's just going to be a repeat of the first quarter, I think, or the first time, excuse me. We had a lot of fouls called, and that's kind of not what we want to do. We want to just run the clock. I mean, they have a 7-point lead, might as well.
Hey, we got to shoot a rebound, Trey.
As his first free throw is up, and it is no good, keeping it at a 7-point deficit. Ray, if you hit the nail on the hammer with the nail there. Anyway, these free throws have been critical, and they have not hit them.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of free throw action, and as that one misses as well. A lot of physicality going on. Looks like some frustration from being down 7 points.
Again, I think that was more of a size kind of problem there.
I think you're right. We had a big guy going up against a not so big guy.
And it really didn't turn out well.
No, it did not.
As Thomas will take the ball here after getting just trucked by the Riverside player. Smart play by him, though, to take that. You know, stepping up when it mattered most. As there's going to be another foul there on Riverside.
This is exactly what you don't want if you're a Riverside fan. We had 2 missed free throws and then a change of possessions, and now Northaven has the opportunity to widen this gap.
These are some prominent free throws here.
They can push it up to a 9-point lead if he makes both of these, and he's looked great from the free throw line so far. So we're going to see if he can hit these and extend this lead.
I mean, 9-point lead, that's a, I'm trying to think, 5-possession game?
As his first free throw is up and no good. He'll get his own rebound. He'll take it to the rack. It's up and good to make it 20-29.
Only 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. I mean, we got a lot of time here. It took about 2 minutes for Riverside to make back the 6-point deficit. So we'll see what happens here.
As the free throw is up and good, and there will be an off-ball foul there. Rebounding foul there, on Riverside, and it will be free throws for Northaven.
Foul count right now is 9-4, with Riverside having 9 fouls. It's not ideal for them. I think you look to foul more towards the end of the game. But now that I'm thinking about it, that's more for an amateur, like high school level. You start fouling more towards like the 2-minute and under mark. But I mean, these possessions, they really matter, and you can't really get like a 3-point attempt here. So it's probably pretty special.
As the first free throw is up and good for Panisi. Second one coming for him here. We're going to see if he can hit these and make it an 11-point game here with 3 minutes left.
Just a reminder, this is 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville. We have 2 other games coming after this. Jeffersonville playing Bedford North Lawrence.
As Panisi's second free throw, he's squaring up for it. This is a big one. This pushes you out to 11 as it's up and good. 11-point lead for Northaven in the final 3 minutes. We're going to see if Riverside can respond here.
They're going to have to come up with something quick.
Yes, sir!
As a moving screen foul there on Riverside.
Again, not the type of fouls they'd want to be called right now. And it looks like it's his 4th foul, so, I mean, almost all of the Riverside players are about to foul out.
Yeah, fouls are racking up. I mean, the gap in points is widening. Riverside's got to figure out something. They got to figure it out quick because Northaven, I believe, is probably going to start bleeding that clock, that 2:54 down to as little as they can.
Absolutely. As substitutes come in the game here for Riverside. And it'll be Thomas with the ball here. Final 3 minutes of this 4th quarter, up by 11. As they'll get it passed here to Jones. Jones working the post. He'll get it up and good to make it 33-20. Northaven lead.
Like we talked about, I mean, that momentum really is a huge factor into this. Northaven has just kept going.
Let's go!
As Northaven will get the rebound off the missed shot here. 2:30 left. Thomas with the ball, looking to drain some clock and end this game with a championship win. As he dribbles across here. He'll work off a screen from Panisi.
It looks like he's draining the clock here, which is a smart play to do.
I agree. You've got such a big lead. There's no reason to make any mistakes. No reason to shorten that lead.
As Thomas takes a nice drive to the rack to make it a 15-point lead here for Northaven. And there's going to be a timeout here taken by by Riverside.
I mean, if you got an open layup, that's one of the shots that I think you should take. It just widens the score gap. And we got 2 minutes left, a 15-point lead here by Northaven, and I think we were pretty spot on with the score. We thought it was going to be within 20 about, and I mean, they've really gone crazy with this Northaven team. As we see some cheerleaders come here.
Northaven has been capitalizing consistently on most of their opportunities that they have. Riverside, I can't say the same. They've had a lot of free throw opportunities that they're not quite getting.
Absolutely. As all momentum in favor of Northaven, 2 minutes left here. Is there much hope here for Riverside? Down 15 with 2 minutes left.
If there is hope, you got to start cranking it out quick. If you got whatever plan you just set in place with coach, you need to execute it and execute it fast if you want to have any hope of tying this game up or coming out with a win.
It's about a 7-possession game. That's hard to come back from, but we've seen miracles in basketball. Let's see if Riverside has one in them here. As it'll be Hammond with the ball here. He'll take a quick two. It's up off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Valentine here for
Again, the refs talking to the kids is really important. Just telling them what they can and can't do. Again, learning opportunities.
As it'll be Northaven ball. As Thomas has the ball here. As he'll get the ball here, he'll drive it in. As he looks to drain some clock here. As he looks to take it right off a screen. He'll take it himself. It's up and good to make it a 17-point lead for Northaven. Trey Thomas has caught fire here in these final minutes.
Thomas is showing off his skill and hyping that crowd up and giving that momentum that they need to secure this win.
As Hammond will take a two there to make it 22-37. 1:15 on the clock here. We're going to see if Northaven just closes this out or puts more points on the board. As Thomas has it himself. 1 minute on the clock here. Looking like Northaven's going to escape with the championship win here. First one in 21 years for Northaven. How impressive is this win for them?
It's extremely impressive. I mean, 21 years is a really long time. That's 2 decades, over 2 decades actually. You've got a long time between your last championship win and bringing back the gold in that championship is a really big part of your program and how well you and your sport do for your school. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, we're seeing already a couple of the kids are already celebrating. They know what's coming. It's a good opportunity to see these kids play this type of championship game, especially here in Johnson Arena, in front of the Jeff High team that they're going to play for someday.
As the first free throw is up and good for number 30, Marquel Gardner, as it is a 38-22 lead here for Northaven. 55 seconds on the clock. As he gets spread up for his second free throw. It is up and it is no good. Rebounded by Northaven. As he'll get a double dribble call here. He had an open layup but accidentally lifted that pivot foot. As it will finally be Riverside ball.
They're going to look to push and try and take some sort of shot here.
As they get a quick two, it's up and no good. Rebounded by Riverside. As he'll have the ball here, looking to get some points on the board. He'll get it up. Two is good there for Easton Hargett. 24-28 lead here for Northaven.
Riverside's not going down without a fight, but I don't know if that fight has a lot left in it. We got 30 seconds left on the clock.
Your current score is 38-24 with the Eagles up.
As he looks to just dribble out the clock here. Thomas will make him fall on an ankle breaker. What a way to end the game.
I mean, again, probably one of the most athletic kids we've seen. I mean, he's just trying to challenge kids at this point.
8 seconds on the board here. He'll dish it off. He'll drive in. There'll be a wrestle for the ball here. And with 0.5 seconds left, there's going to be a jump ball.
And you can hear in the crowd behind us, there's a lot of momentum. I mean, It's a lot of excitement here. I think that ankle breaker really just hyped up the crowd way too much.
That's a good way to send off Northaven. 20 years in the making. They are your champions.
As Northaven escapes with a 38-24 championship victory over the Riverside Roadrunners.
Again, pretty intense game, especially in the first half. I think that it was a high-intensity game to begin with, especially walking into it. But watching these kids play it out, battle it out, learn on the way, it was just a great season to watch.
As both teams shake hands here, what an amazing showing by both teams here. Both elementary teams, you saw a lot of high-intensity, high IQ basketball from both teams. How often do you see that from an elementary team?
I mean, we got the Jeffersonville basketball team coming out, varsity. They're looking to play at 7:30 tonight. We have another JV game at 6 o'clock. Both teams playing B&O. And it's really special for them to try and share this moment with them. I mean, presenting them with the trophy. Northaven's obviously excited. It's just, it adds another level to try and make this community oriented.
Now, it's a hard defeat if you're a Riverside player. It's never a good thing to end your season on a championship loss, but it's just amazing to come out and play on this court in the championship game. You got to keep your heads up if you're a Riverside player, and you're never going to forget this moment for the rest of your life.
Right, it's such a special moment playing in a high school scenario. You've got tons of people here cheering you on, and it just makes that win a whole lot sweeter and that loss a little bit bitter.
As we prepare for the ceremony for the Northaven Eagles, as they will be presented with their championship here. As they congratulate the Northaven the Riverside Roadrunners here.
I mean, both of these teams, really hard-fought game. Respect to them both. They both have like really talented kids. We've seen a lot of athleticism on the floor today. They left it all out there.
Absolutely, and it's always tough to lose. You know, everyone loses, but it's hardest in the championship game. But it's even harder to get there. So big moment here for Riverside. Win or lose, you got to leave with a smile on your face, saying, "I made it to the championship."
Absolutely.
Exactly.
They are the Riverside Roadrunners. And now, this year's 2022 Greater Clark County Elementary Boys Basketball Champion. They are the
Again, we've seen a lot of the players come out and really show out and leave it all on the floor. It's really important to highlight that these kids have really stepped it up. They've really just pushed their whole season, and it's really special to have this here at Johnson Arena.
Absolutely. As they are congratulated with their 2022 championship here at Johnson Arena, Jeffersonville. What a big moment for these Northaven Elementary kids.
Big moment for them indeed. I mean, it's 21 years in the making. 21 years is a long time.
I mean, congrats to both teams for even making it here. I know they had a lot of competition along the way, and it's just they're going to remember this moment for a long time.
This is definitely a moment that means a lot to everybody on that roster, and what a game it was for them.
A lot of the parents excited. We can see a lot of the fans coming out, really showing out, showing that they care, and that's really important to see.
For a very long time, she does a great job. Why? Because she cares about your children. So please, I know you love the Eagles. Please give Miss Gavin a round of applause. Thank you, Lord. Also in attendance, we have our superintendent. I'm so happy he's here to support our game.
We'd like to thank you so much for watching here on 98.5 LP Jeffersonville. Join us at 6 o'clock as the JV boys basketball team faces off against Bedford North Lawrence here on WJHI 98.5 LP Jeffersonville. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night.